Post 2947 as they present the colors. And now I would like to introduce Mr. McNutt, who will be doing the honor of saying the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yes, you guys can be seated now. Our Thank you, band. Now I'm going to invite Mr. Norris, our principal here at Fremont Ross, onto the stage for opening remarks.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Norris, and it's both a privilege and an honor to welcome you to Fremont Ross High School's Veteran Day program. Today, we gather as a school and as a community to honor the men and women whose courage and sacrifice has shaped the story of our nation. Veterans Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a reminder of the price of freedom and the strength of those who are willing to defend it. Across generations and around the world, our veterans have answered the call to serve, often leaving behind family, friends, and comfort of home to protect others. Their service is an act of selflessness that stands as a powerful example to all of us, one of loyalty, resilience, and love of country. As we take time this morning to listen, reflect, and celebrate, let us also remember that our gratitude should extend beyond today. The freedoms we enjoy are built on their courage, and it is our duty to honor their legacy by the way we live, work, and serve others each day. Please join me in expressing our deepest appreciation to all who have worn our nation's uniform. On behalf of Fremont Ross High School, we thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and the example you continue to set for the future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Norris. I'm now honored to welcome Allison Durbin on stage next as she sings the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Allie. Next, our orchestra will be performing a beautiful piece called Amazing Grace. Thank you. Now, on the screen will be a special video from our elementary students that were asked what a veteran means to them. Here's what they have to say about that.
My mom is in the military, and like she like my superhero. And my brother and sister and my other brother in Colorado went to the military too.
Tell me about your sister.
She's in the Air Force and she wanted to be there because she loves her country.
Like my great-grandpa Chapman, or great-grandpa Chapman, and he fought inside World War II and he survived. And I have many others, some have died, but some have made it through.
Just like my dad. Just like my uncle and my grandpa.
My cousin who served.
My dad is a veteran and I love him. My grandpa and my uncle. Just like my grandpa there. My grandpa and my brother who's still serving. Like my dad. My daddy. Like my dad. And my heroes are my mom and my dad. I love my dad too. My veteran is my grandpa. I feel sad that Mrs. Ratliff, because she left the school and her family, but I'm happy she did. When she was in the military, they would not take him down, but she had it on display with a textile by her. Because there's stars on his shoulder, and those stars are like everybody, and he's saving everybody.
So how many,
He don't die.
and how many stars are on his shoulder?
3.
3. Thank you.
Nobody else has those stars.
Well, I bet you're very proud of him.
It's somebody who loves and fights for their country.
A veteran is brave, strong, and courageous. They gave their time and energy to protect our country. They are America's heroes.
A veteran means someone that has fought for our country and fought for our freedom and fought for our people to make it through these wars. If we wouldn't have won inside of the Civil War, Britain would be our country. So our men fought for our country, to make our country, and to build this economy that I know and love.
Veterans, they are people who cared for us, they served for us. Veterans are brave. Veterans are loyal. Veterans serve for the military and fight for our freedom and fight all of the bad people off. And we're so grateful for that. Protect us. Veterans are what made America great. Veterans gave us our rights and our amendments. Veterans Day is a day to celebrate our freedoms and our military. Veterans are brave. Veterans are helpful to the world. A veteran is a person who cares for the country more than themselves. Veterans help the world. I love veterans. Veterans are brave. Veterans are strong.
Veterans love us.
A veteran is someone who helps by serving our country, keeps us safe, protects our freedom, and is brave. Thank you, veterans.
They're brave, they're smart to know what to do in the army, and they're ready before it and get lots of practice. You should appreciate if you meet a person that fighted for your country and left their family to fight for your freedom. A veteran is a protector. A veteran is brave. A veteran keeps us safe. Veterans protect us and keep us safe, and I love that my dad is finally home. Veterans mean a lot to us because they keep our country safe. We are thankful for our veterans. Thank you for your service. You are heroes.
Good morning, and thank you for attending this beautiful event to honor all of our veterans. My name is Ashton Marcy, and I took over the 15th Annual Veterans Day Project in honor of all of those who fought for freedoms like no other. What a blessing it is that I'm an educated and employed young woman, which is only possible due to the selfless, courageous, disciplined people that fought for this country and who are still fighting for this country. I remember sitting in Mrs. Long's class my freshman year learning about the Vietnam War. What a horrific event that I cannot even begin to fathom, and how horrific it was to learn that our veterans came home exhausted and traumatized only to receive hatred. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to erase the trauma or hatred, though what I can do is express my gratitude. So this is my way of appreciating every veteran of every branch, of every war, of every battle. You are greatly valued and revered, and I actually have the honor of introducing one of our valued veterans, David Cobb. He is a Ross alumni and served in multiple branches. If you open the program, you will find his biography. Would you please give him a warm welcome along with your undivided attention?
Oh, thanks everybody. To be honest and fair, I didn't realize I was going to be saying this speech immediately after that adorably sad video. I did not practice this with a frog in my throat, but here we go. Good morning, everybody, fellow veterans, fellow Little Giants. First and foremost, I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak in front of you all today. To the band, the orchestra, the rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, you guys absolutely killed it. It was awesome, and I can't thank you enough. The staff, TLC, all of you, please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much. So I got to tell you, it feels incredible to be back at Fremont Ross. It also makes me feel incredibly old, to be honest. As it should. You can tell by the gray in my beard and the wired headphones in my picture in the brochure that I'm there. But it's fair. My elementary school was Stamm Elementary. That's now a parking lot for football games. My junior high, Fremont Junior High, is now a parking lot for the library downtown. And even where I went to high school, I'm pretty sure I parked in a parking spot that's a parking lot where I went to high school. It's funny when I think that every bit of education I received in Fremont was done in future parking lots. But it just goes to say that time remains undefeated. Time will eventually affect everyone and everything. It'll lead to inevitable change, aging, and an end to all things. However, I strongly believe that some things should stand the test of time. And a couple of those are the ideology and principles under which our nation was founded, and the appreciation for the men and women that fought and helped to protect those principles, our veterans. In March 1961, then Governor Ronald Reagan was quoted, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on to them to do the same." Now, real quick, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, I would like to kind of invoke a spirit of competition, and I ask for a little bit of audience participation. So freshmen, class of 2029, as crazy as that sounds, I don't think you're all seated together, but freshmen. So we're all here to thank our veterans, and I want to give you an opportunity right now to do that. On the count of three, so freshmen in the room, please. 1, 2, 3. With applause, sorry. Yeah? Any freshmen in here? Sophomores, I hope you saw this coming. Sophomores, I hope you saw this coming. The bar is set pretty low. Here we go. Sophomores, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Sophomores, here we go. There we go. Thank you, sophomores. Now, the class of 2027 got a little bit more rough, right? You've got to find a way to beat the freshmen and sophomores. But you got to let the seniors know that the schools are going to be in good hands when they're out after this year. So, class of 2027, juniors, please, if you would be so kind, give a round of applause for our veterans. Good, that's great. Yes, great. And now, top dogs, class of 2026. It was so crazy. Seniors, please show the underclassmen your appreciation for the veterans that are sitting before you today. Yeah, there we go. That's great. That's great. I love it. Okay, so one more time though. And I'd like to do it all together, freshmen through seniors. And I wanna give you a fair warning. I'm gonna be speaking to Findlay Trojans in a week, right? And I'm going to be comparing, all right? So please, on the count of 3, everybody, give these veterans a round of applause. Let's go. Outstanding, outstanding. Thank you very much. So this is just a small sample of the advantage of coming together for a purpose. How powerful we can truly be when we set aside our menial differences, in this case, our graduating classes, when we remember that in the grand scheme of things, we're all on one team under one flag. And speaking in power numbers, I got a few for you. As of March 2025, there are approximately 1.32 million active duty service members. In addition, there are about 761,000 reservists and 1.33 million National Guard members, bringing the total of uniformed military personnel to over 3.4 million. Also, there are approximately 15.8 million veterans in the United States as of 2023 American Community Survey, representing 6.1% of the adult population. So to me, that means there's 15.8 million different stories that could be told, and here's mine. And I'd like to preface this by saying, this is my least favorite part. I didn't join for recognition. I don't ask for discounts while shopping or out to eat for veterans. I don't like to stand or be recognized at sporting events, concerts, or church when asked if there's any veterans in attendance. And it's not because I'm not proud of my service. The truth is, I'm content with the sacrifices I've made, and I feel I am where I am in life because of the military, and I'm owed nothing more. I feel like serving was my duty. I only stand here today because I am most proud of my fellow veterans and the sacrifices they've made. I truly understand what it takes and jumped at the opportunity to thank them in person while trying to help you guys understand why this show of appreciation is so important. My name is retired Master Sergeant David Cobb. I served with the 612th Engineer Battalion in the Ohio National Guard for 6 years and with the 200th Red Horse Squadron in the Ohio Air National Guard for 15 years, totaling 21 years time in service, with 2 combat tours, 13 humanitarian missions, visiting 11 countries along the way. I served in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2005, where we were tasked with route clearance, base hardening missions, and I was even selected to join a quick reactionary force team tasked to respond to any threats to Baghdad International Airport for 3 months during that deployment. I was 22 years old, a father of a 2-year-old daughter with another one on the way, and was gone from them and home for 15 months that tour. My second combat tour was with the 200th Red Horse Squadron, deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan, in 2010 as part of Operation Enduring Freedom. Our mission was to provide rapid response engineering and construction support for military operations clearing Taliban forces in and around Kandahar airfield. I was 27 years old, a father of 3 daughters, and just married 17 days before that deployment to the love of my life. I was away from home and them for 7 months that tour. During these combat tours, I learned a lot about myself, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to support those missions. But I'm most thankful for the humanitarian missions I was a part of, primarily with the Red Horse Squadron. I was able to be a part of cleanup efforts after tornadoes in West Virginia, constructed temporary shelters at Marysville Correctional Facility during COVID, built housing for soldiers in Israel and case spans in Guam. I built elevated bike trails in Kauai and supported engineering efforts for upgrades to Australian naval bases in Exmouth, Australia, as well as refurbished dilapidated clinics and schools for villages in the Dominican Republic, Panama, and Romania. My decision to serve our country has ultimately led to my ability to see the world, or most of it, a lot of it anyway. Now listen, I'd love to stand up here and say that at 18 years old, I wanted nothing more than to serve my nation and defend my freedoms, but I can't. You see, my story is one that revolves around falling forward. I don't think of any of my choices were indeed failures because I was always able to learn something from them. The truth is, I had no idea what I wanted to be, and I thank God every day that I didn't wait for something to come to me. I knew I wanted to be better, I knew I wanted to be in a position to take care of myself and one day a family. I have the United States military to thank for my education, discipline, structure, and mentorship, all while providing me with a safety net financially of sorts while I tried to navigate the life of a young father and college student who's trying to find my calling professionally. As a career guardsman, I had a unique ability to work at two professions simultaneously. My military path took me through 2 different branches, 3 career paths, and 4 home stations. There were uncertainties as to how long I was going to stay enlisted all the way up to my last enlistment. And even then, I considered going longer than what was needed to retire as I grew into my role as a senior leader in my squadron. On the civilian side, my decision to join the military was directly influenced by being laid off from a factory job shortly after I started because business had slowed down. I knew that I had to find a way to ensure that this didn't happen to me again. In my mind, that was college. Growing up, my mother made sure that we always had everything we needed and so much more. But college tuition was something that my brother and I were going to have to figure out ourselves. And a quick side note, I have to thank my mother for setting an incredible example of the hard work it takes to succeed. She truly is an inspiration, and without her, I surely wouldn't be here today talking to you. I love you so much, Mom. Thank you. So I began to pursue a degree in business using my GI Bill. That quickly changed to criminal justice after my first tour because a life in uniform intrigued me. But after a couple years home, I was compelled to use my degree to help the youth in our community, so I found employment with the Sandusky County Juvenile Court, where I managed an after-school program. But as my family grew, the financial constraints of that career path forced me to try something different. And I was working 3 jobs at the time, including the Guard, to make ends meet, and something had to change. And ironically, I went back to factory work. Absolutely nothing against it. I just felt like I wasted my GI Bill to end up in the same line of work that I started in. This time was different, though, in that I had a degree, which opened up the opportunity to get into supervision, which led to other administrative roles and management, and ultimately upper management, which is where I am today. My point is that no matter what path I take in life, I always continue to try to fall forward toward my goals. Even if my goals changed, I kept my head down and marched toward whatever that new goal was. If I reached what seemed to be a dead end, I'd reroute and continue to find a different path to reach that goal. And this is ultimately the message I hope will resonate with you all today. You see, I've been able to set goals and visualize multiple paths to reach new goals, partly due to the discipline and drive to succeed instilled in me by my time in the military, but mostly because of the freedoms we all have that have been fought for by so many. This is why I'm here, and this is why I'm so grateful we're all here, to continue the great tradition of thanking our veterans for their service, sacrifice, and keeping our nation safe and free. So thank you, veterans, for all of your sacrifices. Thank you to your families for the sacrifices they made along your journey. If it wasn't for you, all the freedoms we enjoy wouldn't exist. Fremont Ross Little Giants, I would like to thank you again for this opportunity, and I'd like to leave you with this thought I found useful as you navigate through your lives. It's better to open the wrong door than to stay in the wrong room. If you really want to thank a veteran, live your life. Utilize the freedoms you have to forge your own path and create a life you can be proud of. Again, in closing, thank you all very much. God bless all of you. God bless our veterans, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. On stage is Allison Durbin, Lila Brandon, and Reagan Smith, and they will be singing Hallelujah.
Packed your bags and shut the door. You crossed the city. day you stood up tall, never knowing if you'd fall, united by the stars and stripes forever. You made an oath you would defend, you fought until the very end. Your weary soul was crying, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You said goodbye to the ones you love. You swore your life to the man above. Your honor and your bravery compelled you. We know that freedom isn't free, so we thank you for our liberty. Now to you we'll sing a hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Thank you so much for that beautiful piece, and thank you so much to David Cobb for sharing his story with us today, and thank you all for being present. There are so many people behind the scenes that made this possible, so I'd also like to thank my Teen Leadership Corps class, along with Mrs. Gallagher. There are even more lovely individuals and groups that have helped as well. I invite you all to take a look at the back of the program to recognize the individual names and groups that were so generous towards me. Also, we have two military-bound students, and they are Richard Friedberg and Peyton Zader. I would now like to recognize Ross faculty and staff members that served. Those people are Mr. Brennan, Mr. Fabro, Mr. McNutt, Mr. Vasquez. Some other staff members have kids or grandkids who have served or are still serving, and they are Mrs. Woodman's daughter and son-in-law, Sarah Woodman and Ronaldo Lucas, Mrs. Wetzel's son, Jacob Wetzel, and Mrs. Wolf's grandson, and David Cobb's nephew, Gage Ross, who do not have pictured, but I think a lot of you know him. Could I please have all the people who have served, are still serving, or have loved ones who have served or are still serving, please stand up, and then can we all give them a recognition and applause for them? You may be seated. Yep. And now I would like to introduce Braden Arbello and Caleb Meadows, who will now be playing taps in memory of all the Sandusky County veterans who have passed since last Veterans Day. Please recognize those deceased veterans who will now appear on the screen.
Good morning. My name is Heidi Gallagher, and I am the leadership teacher here at Fremont Ross High School, and my students are the students who put this program on. And so if they could please move from the back of the auditorium to help me out up here to the front, and let's give them a round of applause, please. I would also like to give a huge round of applause to Ashton Marcy, who has put on an amazing program. Many of you have been here for all of our programs. This is actually our 15th annual program, and so we're so excited about that and to continue this tradition. We also would like to thank Mr. Norris for allowing this program to continue every year, as well as Mrs. Hurt, our superintendent. We also have a few board members here in attendance, and so if you would like to raise your hand and just be recognized, we appreciate your support of the program as well. So I believe Mrs. Lewis is back there, and Miss Lehman is back there as well. So thank you for our board members who support this program as well. So I would also like to tell you that the 3 young ladies who took over and did the Hallelujah, they were amazing, yes? They're also in the musical this weekend. So if you would like to come and see the musical, it will be a wonderful show. And so a couple of them had to fill in because one of our girls lost her voice. So we're all saying prayers she gets her voice back before the weekend. So, but please come out and see them. So this is my favorite part of the program. This is our mail call. And so those of you who've been in attendance before, you know that one of the best parts, so we have heard, one of your favorite parts, the thing you look forward to when you are away serving is mail call. And so the leadership students, some of our Ross students, some elementary students have put together some letters for every veteran who registered at the door. And so the leadership students, if we could get the house lights a little bit, the leadership students are going to help pass those out with Briley. Did you announce them? And Braylon Sims, and so Braden Sims, they're going to help us with that. So Briley and Braden, they're going to help. I'm going to hand them, and then you're going to hand it down to the leadership students. So once we call your name, Briley and Braden will hand the leadership students and find these people for us. All right, here we go, very quickly. Jerry Wettrick. You want to take it right to the edge. Be real careful. William Krylick. William Duncan, Mick Baker, Lonnie Burke, Julie Barrier, good job guys, Ken Heinlein, Jerry Sam, James Winters, David Mapis, Ron Berger, TJ Wurzel, Terry Wurzel, Christy Wyatt, Nicole Leith, Lawrence Ray, Noah Zimmerman, James Gillis, Nick Rodriguez, Todd Kosis, Stephen Truen, Leonard Foose, Eric Steinberger, John Wasserman, Scott Williams, Dennis Steinbaugh, Brooks Watt, Jose Cantu, Terrence Haubert, John Lonsway, Mike McDonald, Gary Gerber, David Cobb, Kenneth Roof, Greg Kinsey, Steve Hottinger, Dave Durbin, David Nielsen, William Smith, Don England, Dan Lee, Eric Wolf, Pete Bush, and I have one more in my hand. Do we have a veteran older than 90? Any veterans older than 90? Because I might have the last mail call for the oldest veteran here. Anyone over the 90? So let's give a huge shout out to our oldest veteran here, Mr. Jerry Gallagher. Mr. Gallagher, can you wave to us? There you go. 90 years old. He has his own Instagram and Facebook, so follow him. That's a true statement. So again, you guys want to give a wave? Give a round of applause, please, for Briley and Braden Sims, our mail carrier and our Navy girl. Good job. I'd just like to close the program. There are a lot of thank yous. You can see the thank yous on the back of your program. I really appreciate everybody who helps to put this program on. It is a very special day at Fremont Ross High School, and we are so proud and honored to recognize our veterans. When you are leaving, there are little Army soldiers outside of the door. And so we gave these away last year, and mine sits in my kitchen. I have to tell you, I pray for Gage Ross, who is, I know that they mentioned his name, but he is one that I pray for. When I see my little soldier, I have one on my desk, and I have one at home. And he just happens to be the nephew of Mr. Cobb, who gave us our address today. So thank you. We are going to go ahead and dismiss our students first, veterans. We hope that you will stay and mingle a little bit. There are more donuts to be had. So thank you so much for coming out to the program today. And we will dismiss from the back sections first. So thank you all so much.